Hi everybody, it's Tamara from Etceteraise, and I finally finished my travel journal. It's been ready to go for quite some time, and I just let it sit on my work table and finally put it together this weekend. So we've got 3 signatures. It's quite small. It's only about 65 pages or so. But for me, for a trip, I think that's more than enough. I don't want something that's so big I have to lug it around, because when I do travel, I usually go overseas on quite long trips, and so I don't want something big and bulky. As you can see, I didn't really touch the cover because I just thought it was so beautiful, and I knew it would go wonderfully with some crochet lace. So I kept the cover intact, as well as the inside pages, the cover pages that is, which you'll see in a moment. So this I thought was the perfect book to use for travel journal. It's called The Great Adventurer, and I believe it was sort of a synopsis of sorts of the Iliad and the Odyssey, which I have read, but it was a very long time ago in university, so I remember the gist of it all, but I would be hard-pressed to give you any quotes, that's for sure. So we just have a regular tie closure, and then inside you can see this wonderful map that came with the book. So I definitely didn't want to cut into that. Kept a couple of pages. I've got a library pocket here with this fun, oh, it's stuck in there. There we go. This fun little ephemera. It's a passport, and so then I would put my trip name, and then you can fill it with some photos or notes or whatever. It's sort of like a mini journal. This is for, I got this at the I got this at the thrift store with a bunch of other scrapbooking things, so that was handy, and it's just the perfect color that goes with these Atlas signature covers. I just loved all of the pastel colors that are in the maps. So normally when I do a travel journal, I do usually have 3 sections, and the first one is usually like a travel diary. The second section I usually use to keep track of my budget, my expenses, things I buy, that kind of thing. And then the third section I usually keep track of, I write down what each of my photos is so that I don't forget, because as I said, I usually go overseas to like some country that is sort of off the beaten path, and so I can't just look at a photo and know instantly, that was the statue of blah blah blah. So I always write all that stuff down. So we'll see. This one maybe I have a little bit of a planning section in it as well, so that's nice. You saw we made these before, little placeholder, and lots of blank pages. I like blank pages anyways, but for a travel journal I think it's really important. I used some of my, I scanned my pressed flowers and then I printed them out, and they turned out so much better than I ever would have expected, so I've been using those a little bit. This is just from a little desk pad, and I'm trying to get back into doing more sewing on my pages as well. So I think I did a video on this, I can't remember now, but this has sort of 4 layers of pockets. And the idea was to highlight, they're each from a different book, so I wanted to highlight the different fonts and just, show my love of books, really. So there's that side, and I'm the kind of traveler who holds on to all my ticket stubs, all my, little things from hotels, that type of thing. So the more pockets I have in a travel journal, the better. So we've got some coffee stain paper. This is the other side of this, so you can see it's just a big thing of pockets, and each side is part of the signature. And then a nice, great big wide fold out. with some scalloped edges, some tracing paper, and then we get right into the second signature. Got to have something pretty in there, so there's a doily and an envelope that's been decorated. Again, nice little place to tuck stuff away. This is same idea as those other pockets, or yeah, but this one comes out, so that can come right out if I need it to for whatever reason. I don't know why I would need it to, but you never know. This is a fun little flip out, so it's just plain on this side, but when you open it on this side, hopefully you can see that there's this beautiful impression from a plastic doily on some coffee stain paper there. And this is just sort of like a Z fold, I would call it, or a zigzag fold. And there's a little enjoy the journey down there. There's a little bookmark in here. It's laminated. That's just something I had made ages and ages ago, so I just threw it in there. And then again we're on to the third signature, and little book hinge with book pages, and some more blank pages, and some more of those pockets, and a little tag. And if you follow me on Instagram, you saw I've got that wonderful pack of paper. It has a cartography theme to it, and there were only a few pages missing, so I got some great papers. So I made a nice big fat book hinge with some of that. This is some more of my papers that I've copied and after I've coffee stained them, and more pockets and a little bookmark with some lace to match the outside. Oh, this was on the other side of that bookmark. A little pocket. This is what my guitar strings come in. And I like to hang on to those because that's a cute little pocket. Or envelope, I guess it is. This is from a calendar, a desk calendar. It's 1,000 places you should see before you die, with some lines printed on the back, so I can use it for journaling. And then at the end, we've got that lovely map again. And I think the one at the front has, some marks on it, but this one's nice and pristine. So that is it. That is my travel journal. Now I just have to get away to use it. So I am hoping next year, possibly to take a trip to Morocco. It's been on my to-do list for quite some time. I did go to Morocco many, many years ago, but I only spent the day in Tangiers, and it's a place, one of the few places that I've sort of always wanted to go back to and get the full effect of the country. So hopefully next year this little guy will be over in Morocco with me, and we'll be filling it all up. So there you go. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope this gave you some ideas for making your own journal, and we'll see you back soon. Thanks very much, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.